Welcome, Vault Dwellers. My name is Nacho Bidness, and naked in a cave is probably a weird place to start an intelligence tutorial, but I've got a reason for it. This is a request by a fellow YouTuber named Lord Runolfr Ulfsson, and I've probably butchered that. There will be a link to his channel in the description below, and you can ask him how to pronounce his name. So, what are we doing today? It's an intelligence tutorial because he asked why I build with my character nearly dead from rad poisoning, and we're going to show you why. But first off, let's just look at the base stat. Intelligence is 11 right now because I got all my specials to 10 and then got the bobbleheads. So you can boost your base stats to 11 without any additional perks just by how you play the game and in what order you do things. Agility is 13. I have no idea why. I can't find a piece of equipment or a perk that's bursting it to 2. Perception is 13 because I took Vans. The top level of Vans is plus 2 to perception. Now, base game only has 2 levels. I have a mod that the second level of Vans replaces the Explorer perk from Fallout 3 and 4. If you're familiar with that, it unlocks all the map markers. And lastly, we've got agility here, luck, that is 12 because I just played the slot machine here in Vault 88. Of course, I've not done any building here at Vault 88 on this character. All I did was unlock all of the different experiments that you can use to boost each and every one of your special attributes by 1. And you can build all of those things. The bike is endurance, the pommel horse is agility, the weight bench is strength, the soda fountain's charisma, slot machine's luck, and Phoropter is perception. You can build those in any settlement, but there's one that's very special that can only be built here at Vault 88. See, it's the Vault 88 Overseer's Desk. You can build an Overseer's Desk at other settlements, but they don't have this very special thing, which is when you use it and you exit out of it at the top left, you will see Intelligence Boost Added. This is the only place that we can build this. So my base intelligence stat has gone up to 12. For the rest of the reason why I build Irradiated, let's get over to my little player home at Fairline Hills. So here we are at my player home at Fairline Hills, and before we do anything else, let's go fix the weather. I'm just going to stomp on this pressure plate, which is hooked to a delayed off switch so that I don't accidentally shoot up more than a single clear weather shell. Alright. It's time to get geared up so that we can really abuse the unyielding legendary effect. I'm going to get in my closet here and just dump all of my regular gear that I wear while adventuring and get all of my builder gear. See, the unyielding effect says that you get +3 to everything if your health is below 25%. And one way to do that and make sure that it stays below 25% in the case of if you've got any perks that for example, cause regeneration over time, one way to do that is just get a boatload of rads. But there's another thing that we can abuse here. See, I've got the chest, which, by the way, there's a guaranteed drop of this in Acadia in Far Harbor. And I've got the left arm, left leg, right arm, and right leg that all have the unyielding effect on them. I will admit that I got 3 of those as random drops. The last one, though, I had to use a mod. I think these are level locked, and above a certain level, I don't think that these unyielding effects drop. So if you're already kind of high level, you may have trouble getting a hold of unyielding without using a mod that lets you switch around legendary effects. I also use a fancy suit and tie. This is one of the pieces of clothing that is dropped by the operators in Nuka World. Now, there are multiple versions of this. The specific one that you want is Fancy Suit and Tie because of the Intelligence 1 boost that it provides. Unfortunately, you cannot apply ballistic weave to this without a mod, so it's not so great if you're going to be trying to use this as just a general low health build. And before all this stuff procs, let's take a look at. So right now, my melee weapon here is 193. Let's speed up time a little bit and get to less than 25% health. We're getting close to 25% health, and there is one thing that I wanted to point out, and that is that one of the mods that I'm using, quote unquote, fixes endurance with the unyielding armor. And I'm not real happy about this, but I can't figure out which mod it is that's doing this so I can turn it off. Because as you can see, all of my stats are flickering here. I have to actually get fair whack below 25% health for that to actually stop happening. But once I do, look at where we're at. We're at Intelligence 32, and the rest of our stats are pretty insane as well. In fact, let's take a look at my weapon here. It was 193 before, it's 331 now. So certainly this guy could be very much a glass cannon when it comes to dealing melee damage with blitz and sneak. And if I happened to use a chameleon armor piece, this could actually be a fairly powerful build for adventuring. But for now, at least, we're just going to be talking about building, because what we've got so far, this is all permanent. Like, this happens as long as we've got the gear on and the low health, this happens. But there's some temporary effects that we can use to push things even farther. One of them revolves around companions. In fact, two of them do. Because if we have Live and Love 8, which is one of the skill magazines in the game, that is worth an additional +5 experience points every time we happen to be adventuring with a companion. There's another perk that you can get, that if you sleep anywhere near your love interest, you can get the Lover's Embrace perk. And you're probably all already familiar with this, but it's worth an additional 15% experience points for several in-game hours. So by having Piper with me, I get +5 and an additional +15, so plus 20% experience points. But there's another thing that I've done as well. I have taken the Night Person perk, and of course this does mean I have to build at night, but at level 2 of that, I get an additional +3 intelligence. So we can use this all night long, but we can actually push things even farther for at least the start of when we're building. See, the answer to this is, of course, drugs. The answer to everything in Fallout 4 is always drugs. Berry mentats are a drug that is fairly easy to make. All it takes is an antifreeze bottle, mentats, and tar berries. And you can see here I'm getting 26 experience points a pop just for making these, but they also increase my intelligence by 5. And finally, we can cook up some... Oh, get out of my way. Don't make me hit you. Darn it. Let's go around the back door. I think it might be time for that settler to go away. He's been annoying. And now he's out of the doorway. We can make ourselves some squirrel stew. Now this is not terribly easy to get because squirrel bits, raw squirrel bits, are a little bit hard to find. Of course, there are no squirrels in the game that we can go hunt. The other thing is that bloodleaf only grows around water. So the stream by Sanctuary, there's a number of pools and puddles around that grow bloodleaf. The rest of the ingredients, easy to get. Carrots and potatoes we can grow. Dirty water is everywhere. So I'm going to make some squirrel stew here. And the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take those different things that I just made, so that I'm going to have, with the squirrel stew, that boosts my percentage bonus from plus 20 to plus 22%. It doesn't sound like much, but every bit adds up. And berry mentats takes me from 35 to 40. My intelligence is 40 because I have 12 to start. I've got 3 from each of my armor pieces, another one from my clothing, 4 from the Inquisitor's Cowl, which this is a piece of armor that's available from Acadia, and another reason why I like to build heavily irradiated, because with enough radiation, the intelligence boost on this is 4. I do have a couple other pieces that I use from time to time. I call these my safety legs. They have the Acrobat's legendary effect, which means that if I'm building somewhere up high and I fall, I don't die. Let's get into build mode and take a look at just how much experience we can gain from... Oh gosh, I forgot to actually take my medicine. Wait, yes I did. I was at 40. Let's get into build mode. And let's build some very basic things that you can compare to the experience gains that you're getting in your own game from building similar things. So the very most basic of wood prefabs, floor and roof, is worth 20 experience points. A basic wooden floor is worth 11, and a basic wood wall, that is also worth 11. Something a little bit more complex, like a generator, for example, is going to be worth more. This generator is worth 37, and say a missile turret, actually a regular turret, just a heavy machine gun turret, that's 60, and a missile turret is 71. So you can see that by playing carefully, we can gain a ton of experience while building for not very much resources. Now, of course, getting all this gear does mean that you're already probably late in the game, but it means that you don't have to slow down your level gains just in order to build. And that's nice because there are still so many perks that are related to different things that you're building that you might not take as part of your normal gameplay. So there we go. That is my intelligence tutorial Mark II. I've done one before and I don't think I got it boosted quite as high. This is as high as I am able to boost my intelligence. It's to 40 plus a 22% experience gain. There are some additional drugs that could push it even higher, but this is I can do on a reliable basis. Curious to hear if anybody else has been able to push it even higher than 40. If so, would love to hear about it and how you did it in the comments. So, Runo, I hope that this answers your question, and I also hope that it helps with your gameplay. And if it does for you, Runo, or anybody else who happens to be watching, be sure to hit the like button down below. If you didn't like, please tell me why in the comments so that I can try and do better for you next time. Speaking of next time, there's plenty of content to come, so be sure and subscribe. Until then, my name is Nacho Bidness, and I'm saying it's a great big wasteland out there. Let's go have fun in it.